Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin abdika wa rasulika lil mu'minina wal mu'minat wal muslimina wal muslimat. The Hazrat speeches from the volume of Nizam Shariat and the chapter is al-osar ma yosar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is blessing is in the difficulty and difficult period. So weekly we are now managing that we should give the brief of all these week speeches to benefit our brothers, those who are in South Africa and African areas, those who are speaking English. The brief of these all 5-6 sitting from 9 to 14, Hazrat has expressed the things, the prophecy and the speciality of prophecy and the lovers of Allah, Waliullah. So ordinary man cannot imagine the status of a prophecy and the status of a awliya. They are looking like as a human being, and they are the human being. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed them special quality and special abilities and special spiritual level. Hazrat has given the Rasulullah sallallahu and all the other prophets comparison in some things, that physically all the prophets were being brought up as a perfect human being in physical aspects. They were not suffering in the disabilities or like the other disabled persons, and they were being brought or born in a respectable tribes, so that the common people should not feel shame that they are following a disabled person or they are following the low race tribal people. So that is why that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is bringing in the most respectable tribes, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is keeping all the prophets away from the disabilities. So this was the physical aspect. The spiritual aspect was that the all full senses of the modesty, they all are active in the full capacity. They are very sensitive. That is why due to their sensitivity, they feel the pain much more than the other peoples and the human beings. And Hazrat has given the example of the city living peoples and those who are living in the deserts. So their foot, skin are very different. Those who are walking without shoes in those areas, hot areas, they will not feel the heart of the land or the things. And even the city people, if there's some thorn is touched, so they feel high pain. Same thing is their sensitivity with the commandments. If somebody is not following the Shariat, so they feel pain. And the ordinary people couldn't feel. Hazrat has given many examples of the elders, and especially the Maulana Mazhar Jana Rahmahullah, he was not the initial ages people, but our present near past people. So they were very sensitive. If something they were looking against the teaching of Islam, so they feel pain. And sometimes he expressed the pain and also the reason that I am feeling the headache or the stomach is disordered stomach thing due to that. So Maulana Mazhar Jana, and one narration has narrated by his Hazrat Haji Imdadullah Muhajir Makki, that these 4 elders were living in Delhi. Hazrat Mirza Mazhar Maulana Jani Rahmahullah, the Shah Waliullah Rahmahullah, Khwaja Mir Dard, the famous poet Rahmahullah, Fakhruddin Fakhr Nizami Rahmahullah, they 4 were the famous elder of our awliyaullah of their time. In the same time they were living in the Delhi. So some common man, he started to test them that whose status is much more than the other. So he thought to take a examination, and he invited one by one to his home for the lunch. They said, okay, we will come. So first, our Shah Waliullah Sahib Rahmatullah Alayhi, he went to his home. And he came that Hazrat, something happened in the home and the wife was not okay. And so we haven't prepared anything. So he gave him 1 anna. In those days it was the 16 part of the rupees, and that was known as a anna. So he gave him, and he took that respectfully and put it in his own pocket and left back. He said, no problem. These are usual happening in the homes. The second day he asked the other Mir Dard. The same thing happened, that he has took this 1 anna in both his hand, like we are spreading our hand for our dua. In that manner he has taken that anna in his hand. And he said, no problem. This is not unusual thing. The third came Hazrat Fakhruddin Fakhri Rahmahullah. So he put his scarf on that, and he said that no problem, and then he put his hand at that anna on his head. Most respect for that. Then he said, no, it is the usual thing. Lastly came to Hazrat the Fakhruddin, the Mirza Mazhar Jana Rahmahullah. He has accepted. He said that, look, don't put the elders in the test. This habit is not okay. He assessed that the Fakhruddin Fakhri Rahmatullah Alayhi has much upper status than the other. But Hazrat is saying no, yeah, Mawlana Mazhar Jana, due to his sensitivity, he was much higher than the others. Wa akhir dawan alhamdulillah rabbil